Well, hello and welcome back. This is another video we'd like to make in our series of sort of Zoho product how-tos. Just basically looking and giving general overviews of all of the Zoho products. I doubt we'll ever get through all of them, but you never know. There are literally not 100, but there's probably over 50 Zoho products, and each one of them does a different thing. So um, in this series, what we want to do is basically just give you an overview of the different products. And of course, what we want to do is start with their headline products, if you like. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Zoho Desk. Probably people might ask, well, why did you do that one first? Yes, well, there are already a lot of videos on Zoho CRM and what it can do. There's not heaps on Zoho Desk. Zoho Desk is, as the name suggests, a help desk product. It competes with the likes of Zendesk for ticketing, customer support, that type of thing. I would rate it very highly as a Zoho product, like Zoho CRM, which is a very mature product. It's been around for a lot of years. It's very capable. It's very customizable, and it has a lot of enterprise features in it. And like all Zoho products, has a lot of enterprise features in it. Competes head on with the likes of Zendesk and others. It's a lot cheaper on a per agent basis. Um, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have the functionality. It definitely does. So in this video, we're going to just basically talk across the modules at the top, and then we'll go into a little bit about the settings. And what that hopefully will do is allow you to sort of see how the system kind of functions and maybe give you a bit of a feel for what you can do with it. I'll use our website as a example of how we leverage the tool in a number of different ways through some of our implementations, not just our website, but also some of our Zoho Marketplace apps, and to be able to give you a bit of a feel for how we use it, and then for maybe give you maybe some examples on how you might be able to use it yourself. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. So you can see I'm basically logged in here. One of the first things to note as I look across the screen is that you can create your own domain. So you can point your instance of Zoho Desk to your own subdomain. So you can see here we've done that by basically having support.clear.solutions. So whenever your customers or support agents are logging into the tool, they can basically just go to your URL. They don't have they can do that. You don't have to go to Zoho desk.zoho.com. And if I open up a incognito window and I paste the same thing in here, what this will do is point to our customer-facing portal for our help desk. Okay, so if we have a look at that at this point, you can see here I am. This is in our help desk. I'm not logged in here. Either as an agent or a customer, and you can see I've basically got a website which has basically got our support portal in here, and you can customize this. I'll go through this later on, but you can have your knowledge bases, you can have videos here, all that sort of stuff. The customer can sign in, they can create tickets, a whole range of different things, and they can chat with the support team and so on. So that's just really demonstrating the use of your own custom domain there, which is really quite cool. All right, so starting from the left, you can see I'm in the tickets window, and like all help desk system, it functions basically on tickets that get created. All right, so on the left-hand side, I've got all my basically different filters of the different tickets I've got, so I could see just my tickets. See, I've got a few, and I've actually got a few that are open that I need to close, or I can just go to all tickets, and you can create custom views as you can do in Zoho CRM. So tickets can either be created via emails, So someone can email you, and that's another feature is that you can create your own custom email. So I can create an email to support at clearscope.solutions, okay, and say I need help, all right, and send that. And then what that will do is create a ticket in here. So we'll just give that a few seconds. And then as you can see, then we have a, a ticket that's just been created from an email address. And so I can basically open that ticket and then we've got the ticket information that's here. You can see that it already knows the contact address where the email comes from, so it's already associated it to a contact. And like all Zoho tools, you can integrate this with Zoho CRM, so you can actually see the tickets inside Zoho CRM. And so if I quickly jump into Zoho CRM and I search for my email address, whoops, you won't see it under leads. Where am I? Yeah, you can see that I'm here in the contact and I can see under the related list. If I click on Zoho Desk, you can see I've got one ticket here and here's that ticket here. Okay, so you can see that there's also that tight integration between Zoho CRM. And this is really quite cool because you can have your support people actually inside CRM and being able to create tickets for customers. So if somebody calls you or SMSs you or emails you, you can come in here and actually create support tickets for them if that's how your business operates. So if you go back into here, let's go back into the ticketing. You can see here are all the the ticket information. All right, so you can actually um, I'll show you that in a second, but you can mark them, you can give it a timeline, you can add followers to the ticket, you can share it to people, you can apply skills to it, field predictions, and then see the CRM contact information. And if you've got Zoho Books integrated to it, you can do that as well. So if you click on the Zoho Books here, you might be able to see any invoices that are created for that account. All right. But if we go back into the main body, you can see that we've got the contact information at the top, who the ticket owner is. Now from here I can actually change that, so I can drop that down and associate that to somebody, but I'll leave that for the moment. Change the status. All of these fields are editable, so you can create different statuses and so forth. You can set a due date, more ticket information, and here we've got some customized fields that you can apply to tickets. So because we do things like install services, what we've done is customized our tickets to enable us to be able to do things like Logix One chat channels that need to be connected, right? So these are our options, and I can basically select those and then save it. And then when that ticket goes to the installer, they know what the customer is actually looking for. So again, this can all be customized to meet your business functionality and your workflows. Then if I move to the main body of the ticket, you can see here I've got, these are the conversations. Okay, so you can see here I've got one email, and this is obviously an inbound email. And then if I want to, let's say I assign it to somebody, but let's say I'll reply to it, then I can reply to that here. And this template information is actually coming from the system. And again, I'll show that in the settings. So you can actually, so the operator can respond. All right. And you can see here who it's coming from. This is the support email address. You can do multiple support email addresses. So you can see here we've got two from different departments if you like, and that's another feature. Again, we'll go through that in the settings. To the customer, you can CC and BCC people. You can save it as a draft. All of this signature is all templated, so is the customer satisfaction. All this information is basically in here, and we've got a full email editor here that you can, bold, underline, add images, all that sort of stuff that you would expect. Another really cool feature that's just been implemented is the Zia tool powered by ChatGPT. So basically what we've done is we've linked our help desk to ChatGPT. So what we can do is we can predict what this customer is asking for by a call out to ChatGPT. So because there wasn't that much information here, let's select another one. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Let's go to Zia and let's predict. So you can see that this has got a ticket mood analysis of frustrated, um, and which is really quite cool actually, because a lot of the times we find customers, what they're trying to do is be able to select out the tickets that are really impacting customer service. And this is a great way to do it, because what it can do is sort of go quickly through and say, oh yeah, here's a frustrated customer, right? Let's respond to this pretty quickly. Um, and so you can see that that's actually coming out of it, right? And then it's got a summary here. So the ticket is the customer experiencing difficult to log into analytics, right? So pretty good. And then what it can do is it can generate a response. And look at this. Yep. Thank you for reaching out to us regarding the login issue. In order for you further, could you please provide us with more details? Yeah, right. So, and then what I can do is I can paste that into the ticket. All right. I already started that, so what I'll do is I'll delete that. Um, so you can see that it's already going to do that, right? So that's ready to go. I won't send that because somebody's actually working on that ticket. All right, so I'm going to cancel that. And then I'm going to go back to my ticket. All right, so you can do resolution. So you can type in a resolution, spoke to the customer, send coupon code, and so on. All right. You can do time entry. So if you're a billable type of service, what you can do is add a time entry from here. So you can do that as well from there, but you can also start a timer, okay, by clicking here. And so that will add up the time. And then if you're connected to Zoho Books, you can actually create invoices off that, just same way that Zoho Projects does. So I'm going to stop that. All right, and there's that time entry. Okay, so now that can be invoiced. And you can edit that if you want. Here you go. But what we'll do is we will delete that now. Obviously, I'm going relatively quickly through here. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because there's a lot to talk about what it can do. You can add attachments. All right. Activities. So you can add an activity, you can add an event, just the same way as you can do in CRM. Add an event, add a call, add a task. So if we click add an event, you can see here that we can do that, start times, all the normal sort of calendaring type things that you would expect from creating a meeting, and you can share that with the customer. All right, and then you can do approvals. So if I want to do something and I need to, I can submit that for approval. All right, submit that for approval, and then I can approve that, obviously, because I send it to myself. And then we have full history of actually what happened. Okay, so we've got a full logging of what's basically been gone on there. All right, another cool feature here is you can apply macros. So macro, we don't have any created, but these are basically shortcuts that have been created. So it might be assign it to somebody else and send this note or something like that, and they can all be built into the system. But another really cool feature, especially if you're in the software game, is the ability to be able to remote assist. So what I can do here is click remote assist. Sorry, let me get out of that one. So once I'm here, I can now start a remote desktop sharing session. And in fact, you can also connect to Zoho Lens as well. Zoho Lens is a really cool product. You can actually connect that to say the customers or the user's phone, so they can actually point and show you what they're talking about. So if you're like supporting, I don't know, it could be anything. It could be like a machinery, or it could be a domestic appliance. You could actually start a augmented reality session to be able to see what they're seeing. So the agent can be actually seeing what they're seeing, saying, oh, press that button, press this, and all that sort of stuff. We won't go into that now, but that's a very cool tool. Or I can do a normal desktop sharing session. So I can start it now, or I can schedule a call. So this is what we do. If somebody's requested to have an install done or something, we basically create it here, we set the time, and then we schedule it. And that sends them a calendar invite with the details on what to do at that time. Okay. So that's a really cool feature. So if we go back into here, I've basically gone in through all the basic ticket information. Obviously, you can close the ticket from here. Okay, so I've successfully closed the ticket, and then you'll see up here that's closed, and you can do that from here. You can also, delete it, all those types of things. But again, all these can be customized. Okay, so that's basically the ticketing system. Let's keep moving. Next, we've got the knowledge base. So the knowledge base is just as it suggests, is the ability for you to be able to create articles on how-tos, that type of thing. And that's exactly how we use it. So you can see here we've got how-tos that are basically text with images that are in them, but we've also got how-to videos as well. All right, and so you can see they're here. And then you can publish these in different places so that a customer can actually get self-help, if you like. So that's pretty self-explanatory. It's broken down into categories. So if I click Manage Knowledge Base here, you can see I can organize my categories. So I've got different categories here. You can see I've got under ClearScope Solutions, I've got my first section. Then I got my subsection. So if I click Logix 1 here, you've got my subsections. And if I click that, actually that's not a good one. Actually, I don't have any subsections. You can see I can organize my articles based on the sections. Okay, and so that's a really cool thing to do. So if I go back here and I drop the box down here, you'll see here are my sections. So if I go to Logix 1 and I go to Logix 1 operator, then here's all the published articles about that. All right, so basically it's giving you a help desk function, all inclusive, right? Customers, again, we've got this basically linked to Zoho CRM, and I can do that, or you can actually have and create your own here if you want to. All right, and then create all your filters today. So if I open up any of these, you'll see here's their details, any tickets that are associated with them, their phone numbers, and so on. All right. So that's a basically contact database. Analytics is just as the name suggests. It's basically got all your reporting here, so you can look at your reports. So I can look at my customer happiness dashboards. We don't actually have any, but ticket status dashboard. All right, and so I can do it by all agents, or I can say, okay, just show me Ibuza here, or show me Sambatas, and so on. So that's the last 20 hours. Let's do the last 30 days. Showing you a bit more data. All right. So basically here, lots of analytics here. But of course, what you can do is connect it very simply to Zoho Analytics, and even do much more tailored reporting. So that's quite easy to do. Moving on to activities, is just basically like your calendar, showing you what activities you've got coming up. okay, such as phone calls that have been received. Um, it could be any meetings that you've got, okay, um, any open activities. So here's that remote install session that, oh, here's another one, right? That dates back. So anything that's going to show here. And then moving into the community, you can create a community dashboard. So you can actually a community, so you can actually have your own customers creating conversations about what you do. Um, so that can be done from here. Uh, Social is basically um, allowing you to connect your Zoho Desk environment to social channels like Facebook, so that you can see information from the one screen. So from here you can link your social accounts to your to Zoho Desk, say for inbound chats, that type of thing. Or if somebody mentions you in a comment, that type of thing can be actually logged here. We don't use it for that. Chat. It actually has the ability to be able to see, this is integrated into Zoho Sales IQ. So you can see here that we can see who's on our website. So if I go to our website, all right, what we'll do is we'll see here in a second. You can see that now we've got someone actually on our site, right, which is actually me. But I can basically click that and I can see the user here. And if want to, because it's powered by Zoho Sales IQ, I can start a proactive chat. Okay, so I can say, I can help you. All right. And then if I go back into our website, so you can see here with the message that I've sent, I can then talk proactively. You can see here's that user, and I can talk proactively or accept a chat message from the client. So you can see that here. We would like a quote, and then they've got to enter their name and continue. And then if I go back into the help desk, then there you can see that um, message is coming here. Okay. All right. I can also send a voice message, but I can also link it to Zoho CRM, so I can add a task or I can add a deal inside the help desk as well. So you can see how you're directly chatting with the particular customer from from Zoho Desk, but using Zoho Sales IQ. So you can see here, and then as we get more and more people that are logging into the website, you'll actually see them show up here. So it's a great way to be able to monitor and proactively engage with website visitors directly from within Zoho Desk. The other tool across the top here is instant messaging. So I can connect multiple channels such as WhatsApp. Here we've actually got Facebook actually connected to the tool. So you can see here some Facebook chats that have been coming and going um, inside Zoho Desk, okay? And you can see that they're actually associated to that user as well. Um, so yeah, so we can not only accept emails, we can start chat sessions, we can monitor the customer website. In addition, what we can do is um, create what we call ASAPs, which are basically plugins to the website. So you can see here, this is an ASAP. So if I close this, you can see here's our little help button or clear scope support. I can click that and then I can do things. The customer can chat or they can search our knowledge base. They can create a ticket through here. Um, Basically, any of that ticket information that it gets entered here will be obviously created as a ticket in the help desk system as well. Um, the other thing, you can create multiple versions of what we call ASAP, and I'll show you that in the settings in a second. But you can plug that into other site. So it doesn't have to be your website. It can be an app tool. So if I go into here, this is our Logix One Chat, omni-channel chat tool for Zoho CRM, which allows you to send WhatsApp, SMS, and Telegram messages from within inside Zoho CRM. If I click here, I've actually got a different instance of, oh, sorry, that's not a good example because that's the same one. Logix One Operator is our field service management tool. You can see it's a different color here, but it's a different instance of ASAP, but basically offers the same level of functionality. In this instance, what I've got is the video instruction guides on how to use Logix One Operator. Also our knowledge base, the ability for a customer to create a ticket or get help, but also the ability to chat with our online support team. This chat is actually using a platform called Guided Conversations. And again, this is all generated from Zoho Desk. So with inside this tool, instead of the customer initiating the chat, the actual tool is. So basically it's asking the customer the question. So, can I get your first name? Sure, Peter. And you'll see that it'll come back and say, oh, thanks, Peter. So it'll carry on in like a natural conversation. What's your last name? Put that in there. And then it's asking me for the country code, and then an email address. Okay, and then here's the information that's provided, and then I can select from things. So it's asking me here, hey Peter, what can we get you some assistance on ASAP? What's your question regarding? So I've got a question about product support. Okay, no problems. Oh, what's the product? It's Logix One Operator. Okay, all right, thanks, Peter. So here we can actually describe the question. How to create an operator. All right, and so what it will do is go through and look at knowledge-based questions. This one is actually, we haven't finished it yet, but it can actually come up and show you the different, say, knowledge bases, or it can recommend you to go to different sites um, and get different information, and just sort of, basic sort of self-diagnosis type things to reduce the amount of time your operators are spent helping people. All right, so that's the ASAP tool. You can see it can be integrated into your website, but you can create different instances of that and have them in different tools. You can actually create one to go into an app. So if you've got an app like an Android or an iOS app, you can actually plug this directly into it. You can, yeah, so what we'll do is we'll just close that down now. We'll switch back into Zoho Desk. My idea is I really don't want these to go on for too long because it's really, the idea of these is really just to basically be able to create, uh, enable you to get a bit of a feel for the level of complexity and the sort of things that a tool like Zoho Desk can handle. So let's basically now go into the setup tool. So we can talk about some of the setup type things that you can do. Obviously, your channels is basically how you receive tickets. So you can get them from email, you can get them from the help center, from chat, from your community board, from your Facebook sites like your social media sites like Facebook. You can actually also connect your phone system into Logix One, Logix One, into Zoho Desk. We've got this connected directly to Twilio, so we can actually accept phone numbers into the system. What I'll do is I'll go back, and we'll go back to setup so it's easier to sort of see. Web forms. So here's an example of a web form. Here's our post-sale support web form. So here it is here. Okay, and this is all the information. So you can actually take this, and then if I click save, you can get the code here and display that in your website. So you can copy that, embed that into the HTML with inside any of your website pages, and people can place tickets from those points. It also has the ability to do advanced web forms. So here's one with a bit more detail. You can basically add fields, add in advanced fields like captures, create that, and then actually get the code from there and plug that into your website. Let's just go back to settings. Okay, and then instant messaging is the ability for you to be able to connect to things like, excuse me, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Telegram, Line, and so on. You can connect those in as well. So that channels, that's how you actually get tickets. Generally is, stuff like branding your company, your business hours, the products that you sell. You might have different departments. So you can see in here, we've got different departments, and you can allocate agents to different departments and basically categorize your knowledge base and all those types of assign tickets to departments, that type of thing. Zia is your automated AI tool that Zoho Desk use to analyze tags and provide responses. Guided conversations, I mentioned before, this is the concept of actually allowing the tool to guide your customers that are coming to your website through conversations. So help getting the tool to do a lot of the work for you. So we'll just let that load. So here's an example of a guided conversation. You can see here, I'll click edit. And these are all the steps in the conversation. So you get a welcome message, you get a question that's asked to the customer, what's your first name, okay? And you can see that we're tagging that as a block name of first name. So when I go to the last name, you'll see here that the question is thanks, and inserting the tag of first name into here. So it will take the first name and add it into the next question, making it seem like a natural conversation. And then you can actually do things like collect contact information here. You can make branches. So, so you go here to the ticket type. Here's the ticket type that you serve for: sales, product support, something else. So depending on what the user clicks, they'll be headed down this end of the flow. So you can create those types of things. So you could have this as complex as you want. And the idea of this obviously is to help reduce the amount of time that your agents spend actually answering calls and allowing the end customer to sort of answer some of their own questions. You can preview that. So as you build it, so you can see here, I'm doing that, and you can sort of test it as you go. So that sort of thing there you can do. And then once you've done that, you can publish it. You can also create multiple versions of it. All right, so we've got 2 different ones that are here. All right, let's go back to our setup. Let's start looking at other sort of customizations. You can customize the ticket status, okay? So you got different ticket status here. You can customize the fields. So if I go here to layouts and I go to our default layout, these are the fields that exist within inside the ticket, right? So you can create different fields in here, and you can see in here we've created custom fields like has the subscription been confirmed, what Logix One chat channels are to be connected. So if I click that and I click edit the properties, you'll see over here that I can select what the customer is actually requesting. So actually, I need to add another one in here, which is WhatsApp Direct, okay? And then I'm going to move that up to the top, and I'm going to move Telegram up to the top, and then I'm going to update that, right? So now when the customer selects that, they'll be able to select from those different channels. All right, so save and close that. And you can make different types of these and have them, the layouts triggered based on different triggers, such as, what department the ticket came through, who the agent may be associated to it, what type of product, all that sort of stuff can actually be configured there. And that's done basically in this concept called layout rules here. All right, so depending on the rules of the layout, show this, depending on what triggers are met in these rules, then show that layout rule. Validation rules, So checking fields, the actual fields lists, and so on. So you can see those here. So you can make custom or edit those fields. All right. And general settings, languages, personal settings. So that's all sort of um, quite um, sort of self-explanatory. The other thing that you can do is you can modify the existing native modules, but you can also create a custom module. All right, this is just like you can in Zoho CRM. You're able to create your own custom modules. So if you're collecting information such as you might have, you might be running a help desk for your employees' mobile phones. You could create a custom module that stores the mobile phone information such as the SIM, the IMEI number, the type, the brand, all that sort of information within inside a custom module. So there's lots of things that you can do with custom modules. All right. Automation. I won't go through all of these because there's too much to talk about, but very similar to the way Zoho CRM works. Your ability to create assignment rules. So if the ticket includes this information, assign it to this person. Notifications, workflows such as, if this happens, do this, send this notification. You can allocate skills to your agents. Oops. Um, Blueprints is a way of actually um, basically creating customized workflows um, inside the system so that instead of using scripting and individual workflows, you can actually create a whole custom workflow inside Blueprint. I won't go all through that now because it's actually quite complex to sort of talk about, and there's no use me starting it without actually showing you exactly how it does. Macros, again, are basically like an automation tool. Escalate, the ability to create service levels. Supervise, so monitor tickets, support contracts and schedules, and so on. So a lots of different options for you to automate the system. And over time, that's what we sort of do to our customers, is we help automate it so that we take the logic that exists inside their organization and we build it into the platform. Users and control agents is obviously, as the term says, people that answer tickets. Teams, you can categorize agents into teams and then assign permissions to them. Data enrichment, you can create a sandbox environment to test, you can import and export information, there's an audit log and privacy settings and so on. The marketplace is pretty cool. You can go here and add in other marketplace extensions. So if you're running something like Ring Central, you can actually connect Ring Central directly um, into Zoho Desk or something like Zoom. You can basically do all that here. And then the developer space is where we're creating custom connections. So with custom connections to third-party applications, writing functions using Zoho Deluge script, we can actually do through the developer space. So look, that's roughly all I want to cover in this session. This video has gone for around about 40 minutes. As I hope you can appreciate, Zoho Desk is actually a very feature-rich product and competes head-on with some um, very expensive platforms such as Zendesk. And if you go to, let's just bring up the website and go to Zoho Desk pricing, you'll see here, these are in Australian dollars, so if you put them into US, they're slightly less. You can sort of see here, most customers we recommend professional is around about $35 per month. So if you sort of compare it, well, it's like more than double. I mean, if we go here, this is sort of the professional suite that basically almost covers you for everything that you need. That's $35 Australian. Oh, sorry. So that's roughly around about 20, $25 US. You can see the Zendesk pricing starts at $55. So it's like more than double. And that's just the basic version. You're basically comparing to this version here with all of the functionality. So you can see it's like less, it's a quarter of the price, but actually a is just as good as what Zendesk is. So if you're considering a help desk, it's probably worthwhile your time to actually check out Zoho Desk. And of course, if you want some help, we are more than willing to um, help you with your selection process, help you project manage the implementation on it, help you with the implementation, and then obviously help you with the customization and ongoing support of the tool. So please feel free to reach out to us if you've got any comments. Please subscribe to our channel, and please feel free to ask any questions in the comments below or email us in the details below. We'd be more than happy to help you. Thanks for watching.